Hello, Chemistry 10H students. This is Mrs. Altman, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing how we work with full atomic symbols, whether you writing them yourselves or whether you using a full atomic symbol to answer a question. Let's start just by reviewing what a full atomic symbol looks like. So this expresses the number of protons, the number of neutrons, and potentially the number of electrons in there. So it doesn't directly say the number of neutrons, rather it says the mass number. So X, that's the atomic symbol. That's what you get from the periodic table. So for example, for carbon, it's just the letter C. A is the mass number, so that is protons plus neutrons is the mass number. And then Z is the atomic number. So for carbon, the atomic number is 6. To get the mass number, you either must be told what the mass number is, or you must be told the number of neutrons. You cannot tell what the mass number is just by looking at the periodic table, because full atomic symbols are for only one isotope of an element, whereas the mass listed on the periodic table is a weighted average of all of them. So we can't use the masses on the periodic table to write full atomic symbols. We'll use them for a lot of things later in the year. We're just not going to use them for this particular topic. All right, let's start with this. All right, so it says it has 6 protons, so I'm going to put that at the bottom. And then it says it has 6 neutrons. So that means 6 plus 6 is 12. The mass number is 12. For the symbol, I go and find number 6 on the periodic table. I see that it is carbon, and so I get the symbol there. And then it says 6 electrons. Because the protons and the electrons are the same, I don't need to label any sort of charge. Now for the next one. So it says that it is chlorine, and it says the mass number. So because it's chlorine, I go to my periodic table, I find chlorine, I see its atomic number is 17. And then it says here that the mass number is 37, so I just put that up top. Because it's chlorine, it's Cl. And then it says it has 18 electrons. Because it has one more electron than it has proton, its charge is -1. So I'm just going to label it as minus. And then for the next one, it says that it has 26 protons. So I find number 26 in the periodic table. I'm actually going to hold on to that for a moment. It says that it has 27 neutrons, so I add 26 plus 27 together. I see that that gives it a mass number of 53. 26 is iron on the periodic table. And then it says it has 24 electrons. So it has 24 is 2 less than 26, so that means it has a charge of +2. All right, let's take a look at another way you could be asked about this. For the first one, it says in the bottom 3 for the atomic number, so just 3. For the number of neutrons, I do 7 minus 3 to get 4. And then it has a charge of +1, so I remove an electron, so it's 2 total electrons. For the next one, it has 7 protons because the atomic number is 7. 14 minus 7 is 7 neutrons. And then there's no charge listed, so the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons, or 7. For the next one, I have 54 protons. Then I do 131 minus 54 to get 77 neutrons. And then I see that there's no charge listed, so the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. It is 54. And then for the last one, I have 34 protons. I have 79 minus 34, 45 neutrons. And then it has a charge of -2. So I take my 34, I add 2, and I have 36 electrons. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. That's all for tonight, and have a good night.